Buenas tardes, muchas gracias a todos por acompañarnos el día de hoy. Quiero agradecer la presencia de nuestra expositora, Azhara Kaukenova, gerente de marketing de Fraser International College, institución socia de Simon Fraser University, que nos hablará sobre Maximiza el retorno de tu inversión al estudiar en Canadá. Asimismo, agradecemos a nuestros socios premium de educación, Universidad de Lima, University Canada West y Humber College. Quisiera recordarles que podrán realizar sus preguntas en inglés por el botón de preguntas y respuestas, las mismas que serán leídas al finalizar la exposición. Quiero mencionar también que les enviaremos el link de grabación de esta presentación luego del evento junto con información relevante. Ahora sí, antes de empezar, quisiera contarles un poco sobre nuestra expositora. Azhara es gerente de marketing en Fraser International College, así como alumni. Es licenciada en comunicación por Simon Fraser University. Fraser International College es más que el lugar donde estudió, es el lugar donde encontró su hogar lejos de casa y está verdaderamente agradecida por haber conocido a sus amigos de todo el mundo. Su pasión es ayudar a otros a descubrir su trayectoria profesional y ayudarles a tener una transición suave y agradable en Canadá. La cita por la que seguía es: sé quien necesitas cuando eras más joven. Muchas gracias, Azhara, por estar el día de hoy. Thank you, Azhara, for your presentation today. Introduce more about Canada and about what Simon Fraser could offer to the Peruvian students.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for inviting. Thank you so much for having. Thank you, Claudia, once again. As Claudia mentioned, my name is Azhara. I'm marketing manager at the Fraser International College at Simon Fraser University. So in the next 30 to 40 minutes, I'll be taking you to the journey of studying abroad, studying in Canada, specifically in Vancouver, and I'll be sharing the experience of my journey and of my friends. That all the stories that I'll be mentioning, they're real stories. And before we start, before I share my presentation, please let's make it interactive. Please comment it in the chat, in the comments below. We'll be happy to answer all your questions today, later, tomorrow. Whenever you have any question, please feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to schedule individual calls as well at your convenient time. Claudia, before I share my presentation, do you have anything else to add?
No, actually, as I mentioned to the attendees, they could send their consults in the bottom of question and answer, and I will ask to our presenter, Azhara, the question that they could have during the presentation. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. Please, can you confirm if you can see my screen?
Not yet. Now I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So as I mentioned, I'm a representative of the Fraser International College at Simon Fraser University. I will be referring as to the FIC and SFU. In the right corner, you can see SFU logo. What you need to know, as Simon Fraser University is a public university, it has 3 campuses around in Vancouver. The main campus located on top of the Burnaby Mountain that you can see right now on your screen, as well you can see in my background. I am right now located on the SFU's main campus. And as Claudia mentioned, FIC and SFU, it's a place where I found home far away from home. I was a student here. I came in the age where you are right now to Vancouver, and I know how to be international student. That's why I promised myself that I want to help international students, as no one didn't help me. That's why please feel free to ask your questions when we'll be going through our presentation. So we are located in beautiful Vancouver in the west coast of Canada. I know the biggest stereotype that we usually get, it's cold in Canada. I will say yes, it's cold, but don't forget Canada is huge. In Vancouver, the temperature during the winter time usually gets 2 to 6 degrees. It doesn't get that cold. If you get that cold, -2, -4, only maybe 1 or 2 days a year. But if you love snow, you can go to the mountains, you can do snowboarding, snowshoeing, or skiing. it's available by public transport, but in the city itself, it doesn't get much snow. That's why if you're looking for the city that is not that cold, Vancouver is right for you. I can be honest, during the fall time, wow effect, that how beautiful it is, because it's never enough to see all the view that you can see. Now you can see here what I'm talking about. You see the mountains, it's an ocean. Vancouver has everything what you need to study, to live, to explore, to achieve all your dreams. Basically, in short, whatever you see on the screen, actually the city looks exactly like that. And here you can see, because it's literally the best place on earth. If you open the internet, different articles, you can see Vancouver is one of the most livable cities in the world. According to different rankings, number 3, number 5. So many people around the world, they would like to live and move to migrate to Canada. That's why you have a perfect opportunity if you're planning of exploring new places. We highly recommend you to come and visit us and pursue your degree here in Canada. And as you may know, Vancouver is a Hollywood of North. Many movies have been filmed here in Vancouver. Some of the movies you will recognize, like Firefly Lane. It's on the Netflix, one of the popular show, Good Doctor. Here you can see Twilight, the one that everybody knows. Here, Tomorrowland, Tron, Smallville, Deadpool, Supergirl, right? This one is Tomorrowland. So you can see there's many movies that you can see here. Especially here, if you really like to see how the movie production works, you can work as a part-time while you're studying, maybe as a background acting. It's an amazing opportunity to explore things that you never thought you might like it. Personally, I can say when I was a student, I had amazing opportunity to work as part-time as a background acting. You can meet famous people, you can earn money, they provide with the food, with everything, and you can meet people from different backgrounds, different cultures. And you can see how Canada diverse, and plus you get an experience while working as a background acting. Next one, we're gonna move to Simon Fraser University. Now you can see in color photo, look at this view. This is the whole campus. This is the main campus of Simon Fraser University. In short, you can have everything to study, live, and work in Vancouver, in Burnaby campus. And from the residence here, you have opportunity to walk and explore the beautiful view to the lake, to the mountains. It's breathtaking view. And here you can see some of the rankings. I recommend to take a photo as well. So you can see we have 8 faculties, over 150 different programs. And here you can see number 1 comprehensive university. What it means that the university has a bachelor, master's, and PhD programs. And university doing lots of different type of research throughout many years. And plus, you can see here how many students study on campus and how many students have been graduated from Simon Fraser University. In the next slide, you can see a little bit more of rankings. You can see here SFU is not only top university in Canada, but in the world as well. In the world ranking is within the 1% as a top university. Personally, my favorite one is second in Canada for faculty research impact. So for a second, imagine yourself that you'll be studying, you'll be learning from professors from the instructors who has achieved something in their field of study. They have published different articles that has been used in many universities around the world. They participate in different TED Talks, so you'll be learning from them directly. Isn't it amazing? So you can ask all your questions, all your guidance, what they think about the certain theory, certain opportunity. You can go and talk to them. So you can approach all your instructors, not only during the class time, but you can email them anytime. And during the office hours, you can ask any questions which is related to the subject that you're studying or their expertise. Here, if you guys remember from one of the slides, we have 8 faculties, over 150 different programs. So amazing thing here, 2 things. I know you don't need to pay attention right now to all the majors. Focus on the faculties, the one that we have: Faculty of Environment, Faculty of Applied Science, Science, Faculty of Communication or Technology, Social Science, and Faculty of Health Science. We have flexible system. So it means if you're not sure what exactly you'd like to study, for example, if you're planning of studying business, but at the same time you're interested in psychology, what you can do, you can combine major in business and minor in psychology, or you can do double major, or you can do major in psychology and you can do certification in publishing. You can do that as well. So basically you can combine major with a minor. Second thing, what I want to mention to you, we have co-op absolutely for all the programs. In the next couple slides, I will be explaining what is the co-op means. So here you can combine major and minor. And of course, one of the popular questions that I usually get, what are the popular programs? We have lots of them. Depending on your personal preference, we can try to help you to find what exactly you like. If you're really good friend with the math, then of course we will encourage you to take engineering or computer science. And as well, sometimes you can combine with computer science with business, but that can be a little bit hard, but it's possible. So here depends on your personal interest. So in this slide, I will encourage you to book a call with us, and we'll be happy to sit down and guide you depending on your interest. And one more thing here, try to write it down. So usually whenever we search something, we usually go to Google, right? Or YouTube nowadays, whenever we need something. So in a Google, you can type, what can I do with my SFU degree in? At the end of the chat, I can type as well. What can I do with my SFU degree in? You'll type that, you'll open the first link. In the first link, you can see all the faculties that we have right now on the screen. For example, if you click Faculty of Applied Science, you can choose either engineering pathway, either computer science. Or for example, you can choose mechatronics. Sometimes we don't know what is mechatronics exactly, right? So what you can do at your free time, you can click mechatronics and you can see what kind of skills you can develop, what kind of career possibilities out there for you, in which companies you can work, all the useful links you can obtain from there. So in your free time, I will encourage you to go and explore. Next slide. In the beginning, if you guys remember, I mentioned I'm representative of the Fraser International College at Simon Fraser University. This partnership between FIC and SFU has been created 17 years ago to help international students. We accept students after high school. You study first year at the FIC at the college, which is based on top of the main campus. You study 1 year, and after that, you'll be transferring to the second, third, and fourth year. As being international students, it's quite hard to adapt in a new environment, especially when you don't have any family, friends here in Canada. Here, we try to help you to adapt, starting from the moment you apply. Our application is free. The moment you apply, you will receive letter of acceptance if you're eligible. Then you will be added to our WhatsApp group where you can meet friends before you arrive to Vancouver. As well, you'll have amazing opportunity to attend all our webinars to prepare to the education journey here in Canada. And we'll be inviting the faculty representative where you can get first-hand experience depending on the faculty you're going to study. After that, you will transfer second, third, and fourth year. And I can say that in every single class, we have 35 students who will be studying in the same class. When you'll be transferring to the second year, the classroom size is going to be much, much bigger, minimum of 200 to 500 students, but you'll be already adapted to the education lifestyle here in Canada, because depending on different countries, education system can be a little bit different. That's why our goal at FIC to make sure that your journey is going to be smooth and enjoyable. Let's move to the next slide. If you'll have any question on the previous slide, we can answer later today. So here are the benefits. All the instructors who will be teaching in SFU, they will be teaching at FIC. Same material, everything has been approved by Simon Fraser University. By studying in the college, you'll get more instructor time. So instructor will know you by name compared to the 200 students. And you will have opportunity to speak with an advisor and set the personal goals. And you will have access to all the facilities that we have on campus, including the swimming pool, gym, rock climbing wall, all the studio that we have. You can use all the facilities that we have on campus. As well, whenever you apply to FIC, you'll get letter of acceptance from FIC for 1 year and 3 years from Simon Fraser University. And you'll get guaranteed GPA transfer to the second year upon meeting your requirement. I know maybe some things is not making the it's not clear enough. Don't worry. If you'll apply, if you'll get accepted, we'll be meeting up with you individually and explaining what is it before you start. Now we're going to move to accommodation. In accommodation, we have several different options. Of course, one of the popular options will be living in SFU residence. The good thing, we have dining hall, which is open 24/7. So it means if you can go and eat anytime. It can be 2 p.m. or it can be 2 a.m. And we have in dining hall 13 different stations. So it means 13 different cuisine. 12 cuisine, let's say, if one day you can say, you know, I don't want to eat any of this cuisine, I want something else. We have in the 30 stations, you can make food out of product that we have there already. So it means that you can make your own food. But usually there is always amazing choice. You can go and eat unlimited food. And in every single room, we have one student who will be staying in the room. So in the room, you'll have everything what you need to be successful in your university studies. You have bed, table, fridge, the drawer. You'll have everything what you need to study. Second option will be living in homestay family. It's safe to live in Canadian homestay family. Personally, myself, I lived in homestay family. One of the amazing story I can say is when I came here, I came to the Italian family who has been living here for the 3rd generation. And my homestay family, they had 2 kids, and the son, that time he was 9 years old. And he was the biggest fan of the hockey. And when I came for the first time to their house, I see in the living room, there is a hockey jersey. It says Ovechkin. I was like, this is the only Russian players I know. Actually, maybe the only hockey player I knew. And he used to go for the hockey practice every single day. Sometimes it can be 5 a.m. or any time during the day after the school. And his dream was to play with Ovechkin in the same team. Right now, he is one of the top players in the world, and he plays against Ovechkin. What I want to say with this story, if you have a dream, go and pursue. Set the goals for yourself and go and achieve them. Don't listen to anyone that you cannot do it. Just set the goals and work towards your goal. As I say, follow your dreams. Third option that we have is GC. It's a residence which is outside of the campus, around 30 minutes of commute. That's our homestay option. If you remember, I mentioned that we will be speaking a little bit about co-op. So in co-op, it's actually practice of what you're studying. Let me explain in kind of simple terminology. Co-op is whatever you learn in your first year, in your second year, all the theory that you learn, you'll be applying in the workplace. If you're studying business, but you're not sure what exactly you want to do in business, either you want to do finance, either you want to do international studies, either you want to do accounting. For example, maybe for one semester, you can go and work at KPMG as an accountant. Maybe after 4 months, you say, I like talking to people. Then you can work in one of the marketing companies and you can do marketing there. So you'll be getting different experience. And maybe for the third co-op term, you can work in any startup company. So you can learn many things. While doing co-op, you're not going to study, but you'll be earning money. You can see here on average how much money you'll be earning while doing co-op. And here you can see some of the companies that we work with. Co-op has been practiced many, many years here at Simon Fraser University. And you can do co-op. It's optional to do it, but we highly recommend, because statistics shows whenever students they do co-op, they can find the job right away after finishing the university, because you already have an experience. If you're interested in studying computer science or engineering, then co-op it's mandatory to do. For other programs, it's optional, but we strongly encourage you. One more thing is we have exchange program. Since I studied communication myself, you could go and study for 1 semester somewhere abroad. In this slide, I want to mention briefly about part-time work. As an international student, you can work up to 20 hours a week. This year is unlimited number of hours you can work. If that's gonna change, we don't know, but as an international student, you can work 20 hours without any problem. This work you can find yourself, but we have different workshops where we can help how to write resume, how to write cover letter, depending on the job that you're looking for. And the most amazing opportunity, as most of you know, you can get postgraduate work permit after finishing the university. And this is amazing because right now there is lots of information about it that you can come and study here. And while working here, after 6 months or a year, depending on the program, you can apply for permanent residency that will lead to the Canadian citizenship. And here, briefly, we're gonna mention about criteria. In order to apply, you guys already know that it's free. We need high school transcript from your school. If you have A-level or IB, then you have to provide us your transcripts or high school transcript. And everything needs to be in English. And depending on your English level, the popular one is IELTS. The IELTS strongly recommend minimum is 5.5 or ideal one 6.5. Then in that case, you don't have to take any additional English. The good thing, if you'll register, we can arrange free Duolingo for you. So if you're interested in applying this week, please apply, contact Claudia, and you need to provide your copy of the passport and high school transcript as of today in English, and we can provide a free Duolingo for you. So here's the cost. For the first year of program, the cost is going to be 34,468 Canadian dollars, and approximately cost of living 15 to 18,000 Canadian for 1 year of studying here. So here are the steps: apply, accept your offer, and we encourage you to apply for visa as soon as possible so you can start planning your accommodation and enroll your classes. I think, Claudia, we're done for now. And we can move to the question and answer session.
Thank you, Azhara. Yes, there's some questions from the attendees I will share with you in order to you could answer. One person mentioned if you could mention in detail about what is the major and minor programs.
Perfect, great question. So major is, for example, if you're planning on being accountant, right? Or if you want to be study computer science, right? If you want to do programs, so that's going to be your main major. And minor is additional specialization. For example, you want to have additional certificate that you have expertise on it. So that's in a clear way. For example, you don't need to decide right away. So the best way is in the first year, you just need to choose your major. Either it's going to be business, it's going to be science, or faculty of communication or technology. Choose that. In every single program that you can take required courses, and you'll have opportunity to take the elective courses. Thanks to elective courses, you can declare your minor. Then that way you can find what exactly you like. Maybe sometimes people think psychology is an amazing, interesting, but when actually they will start studying, saying psychology actually is not my thing. I like more numbers, I like programming. That's why it's good to know about that option, but you don't need to decide right away. I hope I was able to answer it. If not, please let us know and we'll be discussing it depending on your preference.
Thank you, Azhara. Yes, please, to everyone, could you send your questions and the word on a question and answer in English, just to mention to Azhara in English as well. Yes, there's another question. What is the recommended age for this program?
Minimum we accept students from 17 years old, also after the high school.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
If some student could sign up to this program in the meanwhile that they are signing in their high school, when they will start to apply?
So let's say if you'll be finishing your high school next year in June, we recommend you to apply right now. If you'll be finishing your high school in 2 years from now on, please contact Claudia. Just make sure to attend all the webinars. So that way we do travel to Lima, then we can meet you in person, and then next year you can start applying it. But right now, I strongly recommend all the students, if you're thinking of applying it to Canada, if you're graduating from high school next year, please apply right now. As I mentioned, our application is free, so that way you can learn more information by attending every single workshops. Plus, we can schedule a call with one of the students who speaks Spanish, then you can ask all your questions from them directly.
Perfect. They mentioned a student can be accepted, for example, in an academic program of engineering science when the student decides about studying biomedical engineering, computer engineering, etc.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you can be accepted to the engineering science or the... So you have to decide. If you're not sure, you just need to choose engineering science, and during your first year, you can declare your major. Or if you know that you want to do biomedical engineering, you can go and pursue that.
Azhara? There's someone told me that I'm just freezing. Oh, it's my internet. There is. Azhara, can you hear me?
Yes, sorry, I think something happened with my Wi-Fi.
Yes, I lost for a minute. Okay, thank you. Yeah, what are you saying about this question? Sorry, we lost.
So the program, if you're not sure if you want to study engineering science or biomedical engineering, you have to decide. If you're not sure, you can enroll for engineering science, and by attending our workshops, you can decide either you want to like go with biomedical engineer or computer engineer. For example, biomedical engineering is amazing, as you can see how all this, that like prothèse works, the fake hands, how hearts, how people create amazing things. You can learn that in practice, not only just theory. That's why personally, if I would go to school, if I would love the math, physics, I would go to biomedical engineering, because it combines engineering plus combines some medicine, and plus you're helping so many people to continue their life as everyone else.
Thank you, Azhara. They mentioned if you could repeat the requirements. For example, what if I don't have an IB?
Awesome. Let me share very quickly so everyone can learn very quickly, and I will share an amazing tool that we have on our website.
Yes, please.
So here you can go to our website. It's called fraseric.ca. So here you can go to the admission requirements here. For admission requirements, depending on which curriculum you're graduating. If you're finishing IB, depending on the program, let's see if you're studying in IB program, and if you want to do computer science, then your IB score needs to be 24, including minimum math, level 4, plus 1 science subject. And if you're studying in a high school, and if you're getting the high school diploma, then here, I just typed here, Peru. And let's see if you're interested in studying business. Then you have to get Certificado de Educación Secundaria average score of 12 for the business program. So that's why you can take a look. And if anything, you can contact Claudia, and Claudia will be happy to schedule individual calls with each of you. And one more thing, as I promised, I'll be sharing here. Here you can see chat with FIC family. So here you can contact with professors, you can contact with the current student who is studying here. It's actual real student, it's not a robot. So you can ask them, how is the weather in Vancouver? Do you like living there? What are you studying? So you can connect with actual students and get first-hand experience from them directly.
Okay, thank you, Azhara. I didn't find the bottom. They mentioned if you could explain more about the benefits of post-graduation.
So post-graduation work permit, so it's called shortly PGWP, postgraduate work permit. So after finishing public university, you'll get opportunity to stay in Canada without any problem up to 3 years. During that 3 years, you can go back home, you can work here in Canada, legally you can work, and then decide if you want to stay here. If you want to stay here, you can apply for permanent residency. So it's like a green card in US. You can stay and live here. And after that, you can apply for Canadian citizenship if you like to get second passport, second citizenship.
Perfect. I'm sorry, I just answered some questions.
No problem.
Regarding the resident permit, they want to find out how long they need to study and how will be the process. Actually, you mentioned now about what happened when they finish their studies, but just to all this program is just for undergraduate programs. That is the presentation of today. Thank you. So I just want to mention other questions. What are the popular programs?
There's popular programs. I think this is a question that I love and don't like at the same time. So all the programs are great, right? But then you have to study what exactly you like, because in the work environment, you have to love what you do. If you don't like it, it's really hard because you spend at least 40 hours a week at work. So of course, the popular programs that many people right now studying is engineering science, computer science, or business. And right now, after COVID, psychology is one of the popular program, and faculty of environment, because people do care about the nature, because everyone wants to have all the eco products to have a healthy, long life. So that's why I can say this is the 5 faculties are popular and getting popular.
Let's see, there is another questions here. Please, if you have more questions, please send us in English, just to not mistranslate when I asked it to Azhara. Do you mention about the co-ops? This co-ops is during the programs or is when you finish the program?
Good question. It's going to be during the program. So in the first and second year, you will be studying, and in the middle of second year, you can start preparing for co-op programs. So in the middle of studies, you can actually work, and while working, you don't need to study. But if you really want to study, you can take one evening course. But most of the students, they will be just working because it's full-time job and getting the salary for it.
Thank you, Azhara. About the weather, we know that Canada is famous about if the station of winter could be hard. So the question is if it is safe and how cold it gets during the winter.
Yes, Canada's cold, as you mentioned, is one of the biggest stereotype that everybody says. But in Vancouver, the climate is one of the mildest one. So during winter time, it's usually the temperature +2, +6, and if it gets cold, it's going to be a couple days that -2, -4, but usually doesn't get, and we don't get much snow here in the city itself. But sometimes we do get snow on the mountain, on SFU mountain, since we're located on the mountain, and usually it's going to be 1 or 2 days a year, and during those time the campus is closed, so it means there is no classes running, but other time it's mostly rain, but it's not that cold.
Yes, exactly.
Of course, compare to Lima, yes, it's going to be colder, but compared to the rest of the Canada, in Vancouver is very warm.
Yeah, exactly. Just to know, actually we are organized a winter camp. Actually, the reason that we decided to do it in Vancouver is about the weather, because it's better than, for example, Toronto. It's softer, so it's a great destiny if you are considering to live in Canada, no, for the winter. So
yes,
it's the only part that the winter is not so hard.
Yes, and you can learn snowboarding, skiing during the winter camp, and if you'll have time, please let us know. We'll be happy to welcome you as a group or individually, and explore and to show our campus in person. As campus is huge, there is many things you can do on campus.
Yes, actually, I understand all the camps. Most of the camps have these visits because we want to, the camps wants to include this part of the academic. So the students could meet the college, maybe to see if this could be the next destination for studying in Canada. Perfect, Azhara. Yes, I think I covered all the questions. Please, can you wait just for my announcement from the Chamber of Commerce Canada, and I pass you to your final words, Azhara.
No
Thank you
problem.
for the presentation. Muchas gracias a todos por acompañarnos hasta el momento. Continuando con estos breves anuncios, mencionamos que el día miércoles 4 de octubre a las 5 de la tarde tendremos la conferencia de Astra sobre Haz un intercambio de colegio en Canadá. Conoce todas las posibilidades y sus beneficios. Quien presentará las opciones de cómo estudiar en Canadá tanto para semestres como año académico abarcado colegios públicos, privados e internados. Asimismo, el martes 17 de octubre a las 5 de la tarde tendremos la conferencia de TechSoup con el tema de realidad virtual para la capacitación en minería. quien presentará acerca de cómo esta tecnología revoluciona la capacitación en la industria minera y de cómo está transformando la forma en que los profesionales mineros adquieren habilidades, enfrentan desafíos y mejoran la seguridad. Por otro lado, el día viernes 29 de septiembre se cierran las inscripciones de nuestro campamento Wintercamp 2024 en Vancouver, donde podrán aprovechar las vacaciones de enero por 3 semanas, estudiando y perfeccionando el nivel de inglés, disfrutando el increíble invierno canadiense con actividades recreativas, culturales y excursiones en la ciudad de Vancouver, donde se encuentra también Simon Fraser. El campamento de invierno dura 3 semanas, del 6 al 28 de enero del 2024, y está dirigido a adolescentes entre 13 a 17 años. Por último, anunciamos que el día sábado 21 de octubre, de 10 de la mañana a 7 de la noche, tendremos nuestra Feria Educativa Internacional Canadá-Perú en el Hotel Belmont de Miraflores Park Hotel, donde también se encontrará Simon Fraser, si es que quisieran tener más información con sus directos representantes. Tendrán la posibilidad de contactar a instituciones educativas canadienses como Simon Fraser y también peruanas, con programas de pregrado, posgrados con un enfoque internacional. Adicionalmente, en este día tendremos conferencias empezando por la Embajada de Canadá, donde mencionaré las oportunidades educativas que hay en Canadá y también el proceso de visas. Para las inscripciones pueden escanear el QR que se encuentra en sus pantallas o escribirnos para más información. Todas las inscripciones en nuestros eventos podrán encontrarlo en nuestra página web www.canadaperu.org. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Azhara, to be with us until now. Please, could you give us your last word to invite you to all the attendees to select Canada, to select this program with Simon Fraser College?
Thank you so much for having us once again. I know there is one question that I guess, Claudia, you'll be answering it. That session, I guess, will be in Spanish with one of my colleagues in October. So what I can say is, if you're planning of studying abroad, if you're not sure which country to choose, I would recommend to choose a country that you will have opportunity to stay there. Why I'm saying that? Because my dream was to study in France since I was 13 years old. And now I don't regret that I came here, and I didn't plan to stay in Canada. But when you spend your undergraduate here, and you meet people from all over the world, and this is an amazing opportunity for you even to have opportunity to able to stay without any hard work that will help you to apply for the permanent residency and for your citizenship. That's why I would recommend you to choose a Canada, and it's really easy to find a job, and you don't feel that you immigrant here. And I think being far away from home and not feel yourself that you're immigrant is very, very important, right? And I guess it's one of the reasons why I'm saying that. I am from Kazakhstan originally, and I've been living in Vancouver for 14 years. So my name sounds more Middle Eastern. I have Eastern European accent since I speak Russian. I'm Kazakh, and I'm Asian looking. I'm Asian, that's why it confuses people. But in Canada, you feel safe, and there is lots of different opportunities. So that's second reason. Third reason, follow your dreams. Choose exactly what you want to study. There are amazing opportunities out there. Don't be shy to explore. Don't be shy to explain. Sometimes if you don't understand what is co-op, just ask them, can you explain what is co-op until you understand? So that will be my 3 options. If you want to hear, if you want to just chat, I'm here always. Please feel free to contact Claudia. She'll be happy to share my contact information, and we'll be happy to schedule the call via WhatsApp. And I'll be happy to introduce with other students who came from Peru, who'll be studying the same program that you might be interested in. So thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you soon in person.
Thank you, Azhara. Thank you, everybody. You know, actually, that you are listening this webinar and this information is the first step to see if Canada is an option. Actually, Canada is a country that is best known to give this opportunity to other countries in order to they could develop professionally in Canada. Thank you, Azhara, for your time. Muchas gracias a todos por acompañarnos hasta el momento.